Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, Oluebube. Where is everybody now?
Okay, let me see if I can reach out to them. If I can call them.
Okay. Thanks. Hi, Favor, how are you doing?
Good evening, sir. I'm fine.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's like you're on the road. You're in transit.
Yes, I'm heading home.
Safe trip. All right, I guess we are here. Oluebube, are you back with us? Let's start, please.
Yes, I'm here.
So, what were we working on the other day? All right. Thank you, Oluebube. Sorry, just give me a second to pull up the. So we were working with it. All right, so okay. Screen. Okay, please confirm me if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Your screen is visible, sir.
All right. All right, so we started with cryptography and web vulnerabilities, and in the last class, we went proper into web vulnerabilities. We saw what the web looks like, what organizations use websites or web applications for their operations to get information out to their potential clients and current clients. We saw the web as a big surface for a lot of attacks. Now we're going to be creating a web application for our capstone project. So we have to know how to also do web hardening or web security, right? We saw the OWASP top 10, the top 10 web vulnerability attacks. And then we went through we went through only one, and I said that we should go and do a research on the rest, read up on the rest. And then we also have a presentation for our live class on Saturday, right? Where we'll be doing a slide presentation for the OWASP top 10 web vulnerabilities. And also there was a second thing I said we should do. Oh, and the second thing, I think it's different ways you can improve security on a web application or your website, right? We looked at some of the common attacks. We started with SQL injection. We also made use of what's it called? We also looked at cross-site scripting. We looked at parameter tampering, which is tampering with URLs. Then we looked at directory traversing as well, where you want to, use backdoors to be able to get the listings on the website, the files, the directories on the website, and then you're able to access those files and directories illegally. Now, the reason why you can easily do directory transfers here is because there's no good implementation of access control. All right, to stop directory transfers here, you have to implement access control site-wide, right, all through the website or the web application, in the way that if you're not authorized to access any web page, you should not be able to access it, even when you have to alter the URL or something to link to open for you. Now, today we're going to start with the client side and server side attacks. But before we go into that, I want to talk a bit about our capstone project. So hold on, I want to open my Trello board. Boy, come, what's the matter?
I'm not getting any pencil.
Okay, so I'm busy right now, okay? Please tell Ansel to give you pencil and finish your homework. If I come upstairs, you're not done. I'll do it to you. All right, sorry about that. What's happening? Okay. Good. So let's go to Trello. I always have problem accessing my Trello board on this, yeah. It's always gives me errors. Yeah, you can have, you can install the mobile app for Trello. Yeah, I forgot to let us know, right? So you don't have to, always use your system for it. There's a mobile app for it. Just install it from your App Store, Play Store, and then you can access your boards. Now I have these two boards here. This is for the ThriveAbia capstone project, and then this is for the cybersecurity group. Now, let's start with our group. Or no, let's even go back to this. Emeka, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Hello, Emeka. Okay,
Yeah,
so you've not created your Trello account and you've not sent me your email. I dropped a link anyway on the chat.
Yes. I
please,
plan doing everything. I'll do that
yeah,
by tomorrow.
please do that so that we'll add you to the team. Now, guys, work has started on this project, this capstone project, since last week Monday, and you can see that other members of the different training teams, they are completing their task. All right, that's why I'm showing you this. You can see that there are some groups that have already completed their task. CUI UX, for example, right? They've done some of theirs. But by the time you go to cybersecurity, which is ours, we've not achieved anything, right? And we have quite a lot of inputs in this project. And we're going to be working with both the machine learning, data analytics, UI UX, AI automation team, right? Because most of our output will be used for their own input, and then some of their output will be used for our own input. Now, we cannot slow down this whole team. We have close to 100 individuals working on this project, right? They're all grouped into their own training classes, right? And their instructor is heading each group. So UI UX will be headed by the instructor there. The same way I'm heading the cybersecurity deliverables, right? Now, I'm explaining all this for us so that we know that we are already delaying this project. And that's why you see me sending messages telling you how far. Now, the task we have been given, the first task I this is not all the tasks I've given you guys, right? The first task I gave you guys should not take you more than 2 hours to do, right? Find time to discuss with your teammates and sort it out. So we just had a meeting this evening on this project, and then with the Abia State, someone representing the Abia State government, and I could not really give any report for my team on that. And I'm not really happy about that. I feel we need to do more, right? And there are already some things delaying this project as we speak because of cybersecurity. Not only cybersecurity, but we have a major cause of the delay. Now imagine that the DevOps team, created the environment where the application should be or the solution should be. The machine learning and AI team and then some of the DevOps too, they've already started coding, and we are not yet even involved with that. Remember, we have to be involved in the coding. We're not coding. We're not doing any form of coding, but we're doing like an audit, a security audit, to make sure that the way they are coding, they are following secure design. So that's why we need that security requirements. So let me go to our own board. So based on what they've given us so far. Now, these items keep on increasing, right? As at today, this one was not there, and there's another. These two were not there, right? I even had to add this. All right. So they are increasing. We're just doing this first. Do you understand? This is the first task we're doing that we've not yet done. Now we have 4 weeks, if I'm correct, 4 weeks to complete this whole project, right? And we are slowing it down. Now, switching boards to our cybersecurity board, you can see it's only the security prerequisites that I have put. The deadline has already passed. It was supposed to be for May 1st. That's already passed. Now, I have broken us down into, sorry about that, Emmanuel. I've broken us down into, for each task or each card would need to share us down into smaller units. For the security requirements, this is Oluebube and Favor, I think. Yeah, Favor. You're working on that. If you click on them, and there are some, put simple descriptions and any other thing you need. Threat modeling will be run by Emmanuel and Ugochukwu. Also, risk assessment will be run by Emmanuel and Ugochukwu. Now, I've not gotten the other members of this class to join, just the 4 of you now. Yeah, so when others join, we'll also assign them to teams, to what we're doing at the moment. Now, why I gave these 2 tasks to the same group individuals is because they are related. The result of your threat modeling is what you use for your risk assessment. All right, when you know your threats, you first use it for your risk. Now, remember, I also put an attachment for an Excel sheet you should use to compute your risk assessment. Now, you have to give me a report, and also your information should be in your Excel sheet, but a report should be attached to it. Remember, not everybody would understand. Not everybody is a cybersecurity professional. Not everybody can read and understand your Excel documents, right? So that's why you should have your report. Now, in your report, you explain terms, you refrain from using too much jargons as well. So let's discuss this now. When do we plan on, or when do we want to submit this? When do we want to submit this task? Over to you guys.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. I would suggest you set a deadline, and then You will be
I
required to
set
follow
a
course.
deadline. I've reset a deadline. I'm tired of setting deadlines. Nobody's doing anything. We had this discussion in our last class. We had it, I think the one before that one as well, right? Before we even created this Trello board, I had already told us that we should do our security requirements and threat modeling, right? Nobody did anything on it. I told us to do it, as a team, as a group, but thank God for Trello. You can even break down tasks into smaller milestones. All right. This is very, very pressing right now, and I don't want to put too much pressure on us. So I want us to tell us when we can submit this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, I have done something on that security requirement and it's actually ready right now. I
Okay.
don't know when and where we should submit. That's just the thing holding me.
We have a WhatsApp group. Drop it on the WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, drop it on the WhatsApp group. Whatever document you are doing, we're going to submit it to the main, this one, this capstone project. So I think Martins is the one, coordinating this whole thing. So I'm going to submit it to them, right? But I'll go through the document. I'll put in my own input as well. So I don't think that we'll just leave you alone to, do it yourself. I'm always here. And then I told you guys before that I'm here for whatever support you need. But first, put in your effort to your task, and then I'll give my own contributions, and then you can, tweak what you've done, right? So whatever documents we have, our WhatsApp group is fine. We can use that. Or do you prefer us to use Discord? Because I noticed it's like the Discord, just a few of us remember to even check our Discord. So is that fine?
WhatsApp is
Okay, so we already have the WhatsApp group. Let's make use of that. So Bright and Ugochukwu, I did not get what you're saying. I don't know whether it's network. Can you repeat that?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Is it my network? Can you guys hear
What I
me,
wanted to
please?
say was that the security
Hello, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
I can hear you, sir.
All right. So I think it's who was talking? I think it's Ugochukwu. I think he's the one that's probably having network challenges. Ugochukwu, if you can hear me, you can also drop your comments in the chat here, and we'll see it. All right. So as I was saying, I added a document here that you can use for your risk assessment. Now, even though we've broken down tasks into smaller units broken down ourselves into smaller units, it doesn't mean that you can't also work with other teams, right? Your main focus is on your task, but once you've completed it, you can work with other teams. You can ask each other questions. You can help each other out. You can also ask me. Remember also that you have Teacher, your personalized AI, and then you also have the internet to do other research and get information out. When is the new? Oh, sorry, I need to check this. When is the new deadline? Yeah. So what's the deadline? When are we agreeing to get these 3 items completed and dusted? And I'm going to add to our card now. Maybe after this class, I'll add other things that we need to do. So over to you guys.
I'll see
When
Wednesday.
can you deliver this? Please, it's a critical deliverable. So let's put a timeline that's quite okay for everybody. Was someone saying something? Favor, are you saying something?
I said Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday 2 p.m. Is that fine? Because I don't just like giving only day. No need to. It's 2 p.m. Wednesday fine? So this is gone already. So you have just tomorrow to work on it, and then Wednesday morning brush up and submit.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. Wednesday. Emeka, please, once you join the board, I'm going to add you. Just chat me up or drop a chat on the general WhatsApp group. Is it general WhatsApp group? The cybersecurity WhatsApp group, and then I would assign a task to you. I'm going to add some of these.
Okay, sir.
Some of
No
those.
worries, sir.
So we won't have added, but from the custom project, I'll add some others, and then we'll start moving it. And once we're done, I'll move it.
Also, there's a glitch in your network. I don't know if it's from just from my end anyway, but
Right.
you know, you're breaking at some points.
And
then some
so
thank
you guys for your time. Please let's keep to the deadline, please. Please, it's very important. All right. So let's. Sorry, can you repeat that?
I say your network is glitching, so I don't know if it's just from my end. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's from my end, but you know, you're audible at some points, and at some point you are breaking. I don't know if it's just from my end actually.
That's true.
Okay. Is it better now? I noticed that my network was a bit bad just now. So I got a message on that. Or is it better now?
Yes, it is better now. It is better now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So thanks, guys. Let's go back to our class. Just close this. Oh, everything has closed. All right. Yes. Okay, so we're going to continue with web vulnerabilities, and we're going to start talking about the client side and the server side attacks. Now, the way the internet operates, or the way your browsing experience operates, is that you are using a browser, right? You're in front of your system, maybe your computer or your phone or whatever, using a browser. So you are seen as the client. You are the one, you know, you are the client, but you are using a browser. So, but let's assume the browser is the client, because the browser is actually the application that's interacting with the internet, right? So your browser is your client, and it's we have different browsers, right? It doesn't matter which one you're using. They all have one typical function, right? Enables you to browse the internet, right? Now, the way it works, you are the client or your browser is the client, and you have a server. So the websites that you are requesting information from, or you are requesting, because the way the internet work, the way web sites work is like you are getting files. Your browser is requesting for a particular file. The server, which is where that file is, where the website is hosted, is will send that file to your browser. Your browser will read it and render it. All right. So the HTML file will be rendered and then displayed for you based on what the content is. All right. Open this Chrome again. Let's close it. So based on what the content is. So example, if I want to go to google.com, right? I just google.com. Once I hit enter, I've sent that request to wherever server Google is hosting their application from, and then it will give this home page for me. There's a file for this home page. Most times it's called index something, PHP, index.html, Node.js, this thing. .asp or something like that, .net, right? Depending on the programming language they use to, design the application. So when you are browsing any web page, all you are doing is just, the server is giving you files. You as a browser, you are requesting for files. So for example, if I click on maybe Google search now, it will go to give me a result. All right, so the server pick out the file that will render that result. Let's say I'm searching for freedom. I just search for free. That's just the main thing that comes to my head. So it will give me that result and render it on a page for me. So this page is actually a dynamic page that renders the result that I am looking for. Now, your server is somewhere on the net, right? Is somewhere, not on the net, somewhere in the world. And then information is passed through the net to the client, and then the other way around. Also, the server can request for something from the client. So when you need to put in information that the server needs to work on, that's when you use web forms, all right, or input fields, all right? So fields are like this, where you can type or you can click, or links, or all these radio buttons and all that. They are all ways of getting information from you, the user, or you, the client. All right. So that's the client-server relationship. They also call it the client-server model. So I'll show you websites. I have one on my system. So this is how websites are. So this is each folder here could be seen as a site, but this is actually a site and it shows as a website here, right? You can see the index page, right? So this is the home page. If I open this on my system, there's a way I can set up my system to run as a server, and then I can open this. It would actually render it as the home page of the website. We'll do that later anyway. But you can see that it's made up of files. Your website is made up of files and directories. Everything is organized. All right. So the web designers, that's what they do. Their job is to create this, and then once you put it on a web host or a server that is connected to the net, you can easily now access it as a website. So there are some settings you need to set anyway, like the IP address and some of that, the DNS, that's the domain name, and a few other things. All right. So we'll come back to this, but that's basically what client-server relationship is all about. Now, attackers could decide they want to,
I can't hear you. We're really
on your
breaking
server.
up.
Someone saying something. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
all your programming
Yes, I
logic,
didn't hear the
once
last what you just said. Your network was really bad.
I have no idea
Just
who's
here,
talking. If
where you
someone
started.
if you're asking a question, please, you need. Okay. Oluebube, you seem to be breaking up. I don't know if it is my own network. Can you repeat what you said, please?
I complained that you were breaking up when you just started the.
It's not your network, sir.
Just
I can hear you, sir. No,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Hello.
now.
yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you, sir.
All right. So, Oluebube, if you can ask your question again, please do.
No, I didn't have a question. I couldn't hear you. But right now I can.
Okay. Oh, all right. Sorry about that. It seems like I'm having bad network. Hold on, let me switch over and see. Just give me 20 seconds. Why you have two networks in this country and still not working fine. I used to have three. Still, I have network issues. I'm just wasting money paying for all these things. I'm getting value. All right. Is it better now?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So that's for client side, server side relationship. And for those that really understand how it works, attackers can, take advantage of any of them. Now, for the client side, there are ways you can attack systems from the client side. From the server side, there are ways you can do it. So, for example, SQL injection, for example, is a server-side attack. All right? Whatever you are doing is going to the server and then going to the database and doing what it needs to do. Directory traverse here is server-side. All right? The client side, sometimes some levels of denial of distributed, no, not denial of service now, distributed denial of service is done from the client side. All right. That way, the attacker takes over your system without your knowledge and then uses it to carry out attacks on other websites. All right. Now, client-side attacks too, you have things like cross-site scripting. All right. So anybody, if you do a cross-site scripting, anybody that enters that web page automatically falls victim to you. Any individual at all that is browsing that web page. All right. Also, of course, phishing is a client-side attack. Most times it's client-side, right? Once you click on the link, yeah, you get compromised. All right, your system gets compromised. So there are most or all web attacks are either classified as client or server-side attacks. All right, so we also have what we call, of course, we all know what a firewall is. We have what we call a web application firewall. So we have various web application firewalls. Hold on. And now, your network firewall, is basically designed to, watch traffic, regulate traffic within your network. So sometimes it may be limited when it comes to web applications. So we have web application firewalls that are designed specifically for HTTP traffic, just HTTP traffic. So you can use it to monitor traffic, monitor behaviors within around your web application. All right. So it's possible to have a network firewall, at the perimeter of your network, and then on your critical web applications, you have a web application firewall. Let's do something. Let's look at where's my Kali? Kali has a lot of features that we don't really, a lot of people don't really use, right? You just pick the ones you want to use and use it. But even me, I don't think I've used up to maybe 30% of or 40% of the features of Kali. And I've been using it for like 5 years now, if not more than. So let's run this particular Kali. All right, I just want to show us how you can, check out what kind of firewall is running in a network of websites that you want to attack. All right. We just run this briefly. Why that is put in. All right, so we're talking about web application firewalls. There are a whole different kind of web application firewalls, similar to your network firewall. All right, so we have network-based, you have host-based and cloud-based web application firewall, right? So network-based is the one that protects your web server, right? You put it on your web server, right? So it's protecting everything that's is connecting to that web server and connecting to that web application. Now, host-based, you are putting it directly on this machine. All right. The network-based is front of the web server, but the host-based is installed on the web server. So it's two different things, right? So the third one is the cloud-based. So if you have your web application on the cloud, you would want to use a cloud-based web application firewall. All right, the functions is still the same. It's just that the way they work, the web application firewall is more streamlined for monitoring HTTP traffic and behaviors, HTTP behaviors. All right, so just like your network firewall does, it also analyzes incoming traffic. It blocks malicious requests, and then you have to also set rules for it as well. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me run this. Kali takes some time to boot. Still booting. Okay. Why is still booting? Let's just continue. I'll come back to it. All right. Now, we want to talk about hardening a web application. That's improving the security of web applications. Now, there are two major things we need to first talk about, or three major things first, when it comes to web applications. The first one is input validation. The second one is input sanitization. In short, they go together, all right? Input validation and sanitization. Now, what that means is that every input put by a user on your web application must go through some validation process. All right, what do I mean? We have, let's use Google again. So we have google.com, right? I'm already logged in here. Which application can I use? Okay, let's use Facebook. Hey guys, I opened a Facebook account yesterday. So I've joined Facebook, but I don't plan on using it. I actually need it to. I actually need it to get information about rabbits. So I joined because of the business page. So let's go to Facebook. Okay, so this is the login page now. Now look at what's here. Email address, mobile number. Now I want something that is selecting only one. What's wrong with Facebook? Okay, let's use Curate then. All right, so username or email, I want only one. I want just one. Which other site can we use? Let's see, GitHub. This GitHub. I'm already logged on here. What's happening? I don't want to log out. I think I've forgotten my GitHub password. Okay. Which other account can I even check? All right, let's use Splunk and see. Splunk also uses username. So Go account. Does that thing still exist? Emmanuel, does To Go still exist? Hope that's not what you are using to communicate in Abia State.
No, sir, it's still there. Last time I tried logging in, I noticed it's still there, but nobody's using it.
When was that? Emmanuel, I'm beginning to suspect you. To Go account. Well, we'll talk about that after the class. Apparently, I can't see the one that will ask for any email. So let's assume this is asking for any email and password. Now, what I wanted to explain for input sanitization is that this field is expecting an email. So you should have a way of checking or validating your inputs. So if you put something that is not an email, right? Maybe you put F10 account, for example. Now, I'm assuming it's asking for any email. That's why I did not want it to put our username. A validator would validate it and see that this is not an email address, because an email address should have this at least, right? They should have something like .com or .org or .something anyway, right? So after this @ sign, there should also be one or two what's it called? Domain name, right? Before the dots, right? And then it will be .com or .org or whatever, right? So this is something. So there should be a checker, right? In the code that is put on the server, the programmers would have done that to check for this, such that you can't just put anything. Now, where I have username, email, if you don't put something like this, and then you start trying to put SQL injection, it will remove it. Your validator also is what we check to make sure that you're not putting some kinds of characters, right? There are some characters that you see them often in programming languages. And then once you are putting it in an input field, your validator is supposed to stop it because it's looking like a malicious content. So something like this or this, right? Something like hash. Where's the hash? Don't know my hash button. I can't see. I'm in the dark right now. Okay, that's it. All right, so this is the hash, something like this. Some programming languages use this. Some use other, but there are special characters that, another very popular one is this $sign, right? A lot of programming languages use it. Some also underscore. So there are certain things that it will just strip it off, right? So that's input validator. So it's validating what you are putting. So once you put the wrong thing, it would, instead of it, it will first check it before running anything in the programming logic. So it will first check it, right? Some programming languages, they call it filter. So you first run a filter, right? Before filter, that's what they call the method, before filter. So before you do anything, first check that this input is valid. Then when it is valid, you can now start processing it with your processing logic. Now, input sanitization is when you put something out of bounds. Maybe you put something like this. In the last class, we wrote something like ThriveAbia, right? You can see this is input validation. You can see I've not yet even hit enter or anything. It has already told me it has invalid character. So it will not even run this at all. Even if you hit login, it will not run it, right? It will not check anything in the database or in the backend. Now, another thing is that for input sanitization too, it's like a double validation. So this one checks this front. Sanitization will check your back end before anything is saved in the database. So the way applications run, from your front end here, whatever you do, once you hit enter, it will go through the programming logic, whatever the programmers have set it to do, just scan through. Then when it needs to, sometimes maybe you want to save some information and then you hit save or submit or whatever. Before it gets to the database, it will check that data that it wants to save, or it wants to, match with the database, or it wants to get information out of it. It depends on the operation, right? And check for some limitations or some things. So for example, the database might say this field called username cannot take more than 20 characters, right? Now, I'm not talking of the way we did it that day that we were doing inspect. This is just for your front-end browser. This one is just for your browser. This one here is for your browser. It doesn't even get to your server. It just allows you edit whatever is here. Now, the database will now, before it gets to the database, the sanitizer will check it and make sure that it meets certain database constraints, because database have rules or constraints. They call it constraints, right? So if I set that this field, for example, should take only numbers, the database should check it. The input validator should also check it, such that if it gets to the database and I say this thing must take only characters, it must not be more than 20 characters, the database will reject it, even if it meets all the criteria here. But once it crosses 20 characters, the database will reject it. You can't save it or you can't use that information. All right. So that's input, validation, and sanitization. Sanitization also includes removing certain malicious content. So for example, something like this, the database can check it and strip it off. It's not the database, the programming logic can check it and scrape it off other things as well. All right. There are some fields that is expected for you to put only numbers. There are some fields that is expected for you to put only dates. So you have to check to make sure that the validator will check to make sure that that is what that field is collecting. All right. Now, these are what you will also check when you are looking at the application security of that capstone project. Remember, I told you you're not expected to write code, but you might go through their code or have meetings with them to test the application. So you might want to test using different, not only what it is expected to do, but what it is not expected to do. You do it and see how the application reacts. All right. Do we have any question on this? I think my Kali should be okay now. But you know what? I've forgotten what I need to do. Oh, okay, I remember now. My terminal is not opening. Why is the terminal not opening? Okay, that was opened. So wanted to check Qurate's which web application firewall Qurate is using rather. So there's a WAFWoof. There's a package called WAFWoof. The woof is 00, not O, not letter O, is number 00. So WAFWoof, and then put the URL you want to check. To scan it and check. You're not allowed to do this on any website. So I'm using Qurate because it's them that say we should teach you people, right? So please don't use this on another website. It's actually illegal without proper permission. All right, so you can see this is the web application firewall that Qurate is using, right? If I want to carry out an attack on Qurate, what I will do is to come to the browser and put it didn't give me the exact version, but let's see. So sometimes knowledge alone can, or it's a cloud web application. No, it's not. It should be, but I'm not seeing it here. Okay, so you can see it may have some security vulnerabilities that you can now exploit, but I will only go into that. So you can use this to check which web application firewall is running on the website, if they have any. If they don't have any to tell you. So let me close this Kali back. That's just all I want to show us. Yeah. So that's for input, validation, and sanitization. Also, we have error handling. Now, I've spoken on this already, so I won't spend so much time on it. Remember our downloadable web application? It was giving us information about the error messages, sensitive information. All right. So when it comes to error handling, another thing you should check on that application, our capstone project, when you see errors, can you understand the reason for the error and what is causing that error in a way that is giving out the information to you that you can make you tweak your results to, bypass that error and, get undue access to the system. So an error message, of course, you show an error message. Yes, you don't have permission to access that web page. It's fine. Now you hardly even see an application that will tell you your username is wrong or your password is wrong. They will put your username or password is wrong. They will not let you know which one is wrong, right? They will not let you know if it is both, if it is only one, or which one. All right. So you see that you don't give out too much information or unnecessary information. All right. So also there are some web applications that are not properly designed that don't have generic error message pages. All right. So you should also make sure that there are error message pages for all errors. All right. It should be designed. There should be a generic error message. Even if you just write error, that's all. It's fine than when you now let the application start giving you its own internal errors and showing it to users. There are some error messages that if I see when browsing, because I've done programming in the past, I already know the database that application is using. I already know the programming language they are using. I know one or two things. And if I've programmed with that programming language before, of course, I will know certain weaknesses it has, or I can even go and research whatever weaknesses it has. So that error handling is a big deal. I think it's on the OWASP top 10. I think number 8 or number 9 is error handling. All right. Okay, so secure development practice. This is where we really need you guys to go and look up, right? There's a OWASP document on it, right? So please read secure development. So secure coding and development practices. There are ways now that programmers are expected to write their programs. There are ways they're expected to do, those doing design are expected to do design in a way that you are not introducing vulnerabilities or weaknesses into your system. There are ways that you are not allowed to, leave dirty code or messy code within your application. Now, I will explain something. Why we have that a lot of web applications have vulnerabilities because the web developers, they are not really monitored when they are doing their task, right? When they are creating those web applications. Now, imagine I'm a client and I meet Emeka, for example, and I say, Emeka, you're a web developer. Help me design a web application that will help me sell my rabbits. I don't sell rabbits. I just only keep them. But maybe I want to sell my rabbits. So create a website for me. I can use to sell my rabbits, right? And then Emeka creates one, and I tell him, oh, I want to be able to sell my rabbits. Like you view it, you view the sex. I can put in the sex, the breed, the color, the age and all those stuff, price and all those stuff, right? And then upload a picture of the rabbit with videos and what have you. And then users can, buy, make purchases, make orders online and all that. Those are the functions I give it. Now, Emeka will design an application and give me. I will just check, does it do what I expect it to do? Yes, I'll pay Emeka, Emeka will go. Now, at the back end, nobody tells you you must do it this way, right? I don't know what he did. It's not my job. I don't know how to code, right? The main thing, he has given me a complete working application. There's no way I will know anything about the security features, right? At the back end, the Emeka may have done a lot of nasty, uncompleted codes, but the functions are working, right? Now, those are the things that cause what's it called? Those are the things that bring in vulnerabilities to the system, all right? The way the system has been written or designed, if it's not using proper secure standards, it would be vulnerable. Those vulnerabilities would be dealt if someone would exploit them, all right? There are a lot of vulnerabilities now coming with even the use of APIs, using third-party plugins and all those stuff, third-party applications, there are a lot of security risks come with that. A lot of security risks also come with improper programming, right? there was an organization I worked for that we got a cyber attack, and then the reason was for improper coding, because it was even an SQL injection, right? And then what was the reason? There was a field for amount. It was a fintech application. There was a field for amount that was supposed to be in maybe number or decimal. The right one should be decimal or float, right? That's supposed to be the data type. And then for some reason, the programmers decided to use string. String is like allowing text where you can use both um, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, right? But it's in string, it's not really numbers. So of course, if you look at SQL injection, you will need to use both text, right, and special characters, and string supports that as a data type. So the attackers they created an account normally, but they didn't have, I think they had just like 200 naira in the account. And then they tried to transfer using SQL injection, transfer over the balance they had in their account. And then there's a way they used that injection to, confuse the database. And then the money went again and went again. Thank God we had some other monitoring tools and audit tools that limited it, but we lost about 800,000. All right. And of course, when I saw that, because I just joined the organization, it was less than a month or so, or within a month. When I saw that, we did the audits and I let them know that, look, you have to remove this thing. They tried telling me, it will affect it. I said, if you don't remove it, we'll have another attack. And then they eventually removed it. And, we did secure coding. And from then on, we're doing meetings every week with the coding team, because it's an ongoing application. A fintech app, you add new features, you remove features, you do a lot of things every week. So that's just my experience. Of course, talking about secure coding, secure development, you also need to have regular audits, security audits, penetration tests, vulnerability assessments. All right. Especially if your application is something that undergoes change often, you must also be auditing it as often as possible. All right. Auditing what is on ground, the features, the functionalities, the codes, and all that. And then giving your assessment and, improving on the vulnerabilities. Any question? Okay. So I have an application I downloaded here. Just a minute. If you have a question, now is the time to ask. So I have VS Code here. It's been long. I did this VS Code. Now, don't worry. I'm not expecting you to program or anything. I just want to do a demo so we'll see certain things.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Please, do you have an idea if it could be network issues? For the third time now, I've been picked up and someone removed you from the meeting or the message I got. Do you think it's network?
You've been kicked out of the meeting
3 times.
It's network now. It's network. How do I close this? All right. Let me install. To be honest, I've forgotten how to use this thing. Let me install an extension. So let me install. Which extension do I have here? Okay, I don't have any. Let's install Gemini. So Gemini is Google's AI. Why is it so slow, guys? Okay, so what I want to do, I downloaded a very simple web application called where is it? Kblog, right? So I have an app here on my laptop that can simulate this system to look like a web server. So I can develop a website on it and to run on my browser like a website, like a normal website. So it's called SAMP. I don't know what X is, but A is Apache, MySQL, PHP. I don't know what these other P's. So it's wrong. Okay, Gemini Code Assist. My network. Sorry, my network went bad. Now I'm not going to write any code because, to be honest with you, I don't think I can remember how to write code. So I'm just going to install a Google Assistant that would Gemini, an AI that will help me with the code. That requires coding is actually the software development team. My network is misbehaving, guys. Just give a minute, please. Let me switch back. Super good. So this is installing. I'll just wait a bit. Let it finish the installation. I would have preferred to use cloud. See cloud, they call it, or Claude. Claude, but it's like Claude limits a lot of things. It's like it gives you limited tokens for free. And I'm not really, I don't like pay for things. This is still installing, but let's look at what we are doing. So to close this one. How can I close it? Okay, closed it. So I can. And network is not doing me favors today. It's not being nice at all. My network is not being nice at all today. Let's see. Which one did I install? Where's my installations? I did not install. Can you hear me?
No.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
just now. I can
I
hear
hear
you.
you,
I can
bro.
hear you now.
Ah, this is bad. It's so bad.
Now what is bad?
So can you hear me now? Please confirm.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. I can hear you, sir. Hello, sir. I can't hear you.
My network is misbehaving. Just hold on, please. I'm trying to stabilize it. I think it's better now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sorry for that. I don't know whether this thing installs in the background. Okay, so I have a simple blog. It's here. So anything I drop inside this location, this htdocs, it runs it as a website. So a website is actually just like a directory with subdirectories and files inside. All right. So I'll just start my server, my Apache server, and then I'll start my SQL server. That's my database. My database rather. So I have the two started here, and then they are running. So I can go to my SQL here. Just open my SQL page here. Okay, so this is a database. I just created this one. I'm supposed to delete it. So this is actually a database for those of us that has not seen one before. Let me run. I think I need to set up that stuff. Let me see it. So I'm just writing installing. Yes, not installing. So I have a this is the I can't find the file. Okay, this is the SQL file. Why this is running here? Let's see. So this is the SQL file. So I'll just run this on my database so to create the tables that needs to be created. This here. Just copy it and paste it here. Please don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm just setting up things. So this is an SQL query, a very long one that will create a database and add values to it. So let's hit go. Wait, hold on. Oh, I have to create a database called blog first. Let's create it. So I've created this database and I can paste my SQL queries now. Now, what I'm doing has nothing to do with cybersecurity right now, so don't worry yourself. I'm just setting up so I have the blog database. Okay, so this is actually a database. This is a database for a blog site. So you use it to create posts, and then each of your posts would have a category. So you put your post under a category. So if I open the categories table, there are different categories here: programming, music, dance, painting, people, and all that. And then if I go to my post table, you see different posts. You can see the category ID here. For example, this one is what's programming today. It falls under post 2, under category ID 2. So if we go to categories, 2 is programming. All right, so that post falls under programming. Your post has title, content, and then the date it was created or the date it was posted. Now let's run it in and Chrome. Don't like opening Chrome. Now to run my this app, I'll just go to localhost / kblog. That's the name of the directory. Yeah, kblog. So localhost will open this htdocs file, and then / kblog will go to this directory. All right. Yeah, so this is my blog, right? Simple, straightforward. Localhost actually has an IP address. You can use it if you want to, 127.0.0.1. And see, to stay open. So this is a blog. There's no link to create a new one. All right, no problem. We'll sort that out. This is still installing. So I'm trying to get the AI. I know this comes with Copilot. Where do I get the AI? Without the AI, I can't do anything. I don't know how to write code again. GitHub. What's in matching? Where do I see the Copilot? And it was here when I opened it too. Now I have to go and close it. Okay, this is it. All right, so let me put a full screen. Since this one is refused to install, let me use the one that came with it. So here, hold on. So we have cloud here. Okay, so let's use cloud. You can use other models, but let's use this cloud. All right, so we have a file called, so this index.php is the home page actually. Oh, I've opened Chrome again. So this is it, this home page. This is the home page. So if I do kblog - index.php, I see it's still open the same home page. That's just for our knowledge sake. So there's a file called add posts, right? But let me look at this admin.php. Or let me open it on this page. Normally there should be links on this website. I don't know why I'm not seeing any. Oh, so this is where you can add category, add post, delete category, manage post and all that. All right. So let me add the post. All right. So the title is web vulnerability. And then the content, category. Let's put it under. Let's put it under technology. So we add the post. Oh, there's an error in the MySQL. Insert. So this is even giving, this is not even proper error handling. On line 28. So this application one has issues. So where's line 28? Oh, anyways, I can sort this out now using the AI. You know what? Let me just sort it. Okay, I need there should be something inside the argument. So let's keep it, let's save it, and then let me run it again. Yeah, so it has added it, right? But that's not what we want to do. I just wanted to make sure the application is running. So we can add a post, we can edit, delete, and view, right? But this application has certain vulnerabilities, right? So let's look for them. First of all, let's see where you're adding posts. That error message was not okay at all. So the first thing you want to do is, now another thing you can do with AI, which is very, very easy. So I can do check this application for web vulnerabilities, right? So it's going to check, if you look at what the AI is doing here, it's going to check all the web pages. It's going to pick out the vulnerabilities and then let me know. So it's scanning it and then, yeah. So these are all the vulnerabilities. Now I've not done anything. I did not even go through anything and I already have this. So I'll just copy this, right? Let me copy it to, let me copy it to Word, to a Word file. So open the Word file, open. is it recovering again? I hate using this word, it just misbehaves. So now let me paste it here. All right, so you can see, let's go to the beginning. It scans the application for web vulnerabilities. I can put for any vulnerability, not only web, but since we're doing web vulnerability, yeah, so these are the critical one. In delete function of blog.php, the table name is already interpolated. So yeah, so you can, it's vulnerable to SQL injection, right? It's also vulnerable to cross-site scripting, right? And then it's telling you why. So we can test it out, or there's no time for that. Same way we did on the downloadable application. This is a very simple blog. I made sure I use the very simple one, right? It's also vulnerable to, okay, no authentication or authorization. So admin page is easily accessible. There's no login or authentication page, right? Where you have to put in username and password. Is accessible to cross-site reference forgery. So those are the critical ones. These ones are high, which you also need to put. The database credentials is exposed. I did not even notice. Resources/config inc.php. All right. So there are a whole lot of them. No input validation on ID parameters. Information disclosure, database errors may be. Yeah, so you saw the one about the error handling that I showed us I shouldn't do that. Database error may be exposed due to error reporting. Use of deprecated MySQL functions. So AI really helps cybersecurity nowadays. Like, normally I would have sat down and used maybe like 3 or 4 days to go through this application and bring out all these issues. So what are the recommendations? It has recommended how to improve this web application. All right. Now, of course, it's the programming team that would, sort this out. You just give them the recommendation and then they'll implement it. All right. So I'll send us this file anyway, but same also, I can come here and implement all the recommendations. So now, because I'm a good programmer, I would also, okay, let's just implement it first. Because normally, after implementing, you're supposed to run unit tests. Run tests on the application to make sure it's still working. So this will take some time. I don't know if cloud would. It gives a limited number of tokens every day. I don't know if it would be able to run this complete without running out. But Gemini is free. Google, but it's very, very slow. Like the way this one is giving a response, that one is very, very slow, but you get everything the same. But also this cloud also is really is designed for coding as a coding assistant. So it works better when it comes to coding than the other it works better than the other, what's it called? AI tools. Auto approval denied by rule. So let me allow this. Allow. Okay, so while it's doing that, let's go back and see what we have left. So I'm going to drop our blog. Well, I don't know how you can run it on your system unless you install XAMPP. You can install XAMPP, XAMPP, right? That's the name of the application. And then you can now run it. But that's not our scope, right? So let me go back here and round up. Okay, so we have business logic vulnerability. Your business logic is your programming code, right? Just what we are doing right now, right? So your back-end business process, your back-end processes, functionalities, application logic, and what have you, right? Things that make the whole web application work. It's called your business logic, all right? It's going to include both your programming code, it could include your network settings, configurations, and all that, right? That's what makes up your business logic. Also, your database connections and some other little background applications make up your business logic. All right. Now, vulnerabilities in any of these could bring about your web application getting exploited. All right. So you want to make sure that they are all in good form. Okay. Your business logic also involves things like maybe your operating system on your server, certain softwares on your server as well. But if they are vulnerable through your web app, you can even escalate privilege and it gets access to your web server. All right. So you don't want to have any flawed business logic process or any flawed application in your business logic. So you want to make sure that you are running tests all the time. Now, another thing that you need to do, apart from running security audits, also make sure that your, what are they called now? Okay, still going. You also want to make sure it's creating files, it's editing files. These are new files it is creating. And changing the whole structure of the application. Okay, so once I save, I think it will rename it to this. Admin secure to rename it once I save. Now, once you are done, you can always keep. You can see 12 files change, 1,704 lines. So far, it's still running. So this will be increasing. So your business logic is a big deal, and you need to make sure that it works fine. Now, when it comes to web application, the first thing you look at is input validation and sanitization. All right. You see that the mitigation here is also talking about strong validation. and then checks at each step of the business process. So you want to look at the business process or the processes that are involved in your operations, like your transactional operations at the back end of your web application. You want to make sure that at each stage, there's no form of leakage or exploits, all right? That's your job anyway. You have to check to make sure that there's no form of exploit, and then fix any vulnerability you find. All right, so mitigating web vulnerabilities. If you look at, you see that our AI has already told us about parameterized statements and error handling. We've talked about error handling. A good way of preventing SQL injection is to use parameterized statements. So instead of putting pure SQL queries in your programming logic, you use parameters. You put parameters. You can put some SQL statements and then add parameters, or just use only parameters and call methods that would run the SQL statements in your application. All right. Of course, the major one is input sanitization and input validation first to remove malicious content, and then you now go through the rest. All right. Also, we have what we call secure cookies. All right. So when you are using cookies in your web application, make sure you use secure cookies. All right. One of the vulnerabilities that vulnerability scans bring out is that sometimes your cookies may not be secure. So you have to set it on your web server to use HTTP HTTP only secure flags on cookies. All right, so that you protect them from external attacks. All right. Can't you auto allow? Well, also we have infrastructure security, all right? So what are the resources that your web application is dependent on? All right, your web application depends on your web server, your firewall, it depends on your database as well, all right? So you need to make sure all these things are secure, okay? Imagine if your database is compromised, your web application will not work. It is automatically compromised as well, or your firewall if it's compromised. So whatever security, whatever infrastructure that your web application is depending on, you want to make sure that that infrastructure is solid. So you want to put things like load balancer. So a load balancer is what stops denial of service. All right. So, denial of service, a kind of denial of service is where they overload your system. A load balancer will balance it out, like share the resources, share the traffic rather coming in, and make sure that no one, it doesn't get overloaded. It's usually a kind of queue system. If the load is too much, traffic is too much rather, it uses the queue system and then accepts the limited number at a time, works on it, accepts the next ones. So the main thing the load balancer will do is to stop your server from crashing, or your web server or web application from crashing. It may, in that process, maybe slow down your system a bit because it's allowing the traffic has to wait on the queue, and then it allows it to run one by one. But you don't have downtime. All right. Also, your web application firewalls, you have to use them as well to secure your web applications. All right. We've talked about IDS and IPS. They also come in here as well for securing your web application. Now, another thing you want to do with your host machine, or on your server rather, and then on every system that your web application, right, on the system your web application is on, and on your server, you want to, and your database as well anyway, you want to always, regularly install software updates, right? Operating system updates should be, operating system should be up to date as well. You need to have an anti-malware running on your network or on your host system or your server. Yeah, I've used up almost everything. This is a problem. But use Gemini. So this has I will complete everything and send it to us on the probably on WhatsApp because it's file maybe. Well, it should be okay. I'm sending it on Discord. But we all get what is going on here. So it's going to secure this application for us. And this is normally what the programmers will do, right? AI is just doing it for me. They are supposed to, based on what we recommended here, they're supposed to implement them to secure this application. All right, so I'm just sending this file on the probably on the Discord. All right. So that's for web infrastructure security. For mitigating web vulnerabilities, we're back again to input validation and sanitization. All right. Make sure user inputs conform to the expected formats, the data type, or the length of characters. Allow only, so we have a system where we call whitelisting. So you allow only the expected inputs and then reject any other inputs that is not expected. So whitelisting is a way of doing input validation and sanitization. Secure code practice is what we are trying to do here, right? I've run out of my tokens for today. That's why I wanted to change this. I need to use Gemini. Gemini would have done everything fine for me. All right. So secure code practice. Don't use use regular expressions for input value. That's for the programmers. They know how they will do that. And then also use parameterized statements for database queries. With that, we've come to web vulnerabilities end. Do we have any question? So I'm going to send this file on the Discord under resources. Let's just go through it. I would also send the, what's it called? The blog source code as well. Now, I don't expect us to, write any form of code or to understand programming, but if you're going to be doing application security, to be honest with you, what do you call them? Your programmers are to, run through their code for you and explain what each code is doing. Now you can see that this one is, we have what we call comments in the middle of code. So the comments actually tell you what each section of code or each block of code is going to do. So you can see these comments here, simple password check, replace with actual password or whatever. So you can see that's what this part is doing. All right, if already authenticated, redirect to admin panel. That's what this code will do, right? So you can read through it. You don't need to know exactly you don't need to understand the code to read. So secure coding, part of secure coding also includes commenting, all right? So this is a comment. This is not a code, it's a comment. So the person that's coding has to explain what the code is doing. If you look at the original file, you see that there are no comments. This is not secure coding practice. All right, so someone will not know what this code is doing unless the person actually understands the programming language like PHP. All right. So you can see that it's even putting a markdown file for you to explain everything it's going to do, everything that was there before and after. So I'll just leave this. I'll sort it out with Gemini later. All right, any question, please?
No, sir, no question.
All right, so the parts that you're expected to do in cybersecurity for web vulnerability or web security is that you have to go through the requirements or the features of the application, right? And then decide what you want to put in to improve security, all right? One very good thing now that you must even put in all applications is two-factor authentication. right? Because any application that has two-factor authentication, the probability of it being brute forced is almost zero, right? So it's very, very low. Although, of course, your two-factor authentication is coming with a third-party API, it may have its own vulnerabilities. All right. So those are things you should be thinking of for your, what's it called, capstone project. All right. We are going to secure that project. Your guys in the other teams are already coding. They have already started coding the application and getting things done. So our job is to make sure everything is done secured. So read more about secure coding practice. There are some other things to it. Then you'll be able to implement it. Right? Nobody's expecting you to write code. In cybersecurity, most people don't code, but some do actually, but most don't. So don't be scared. Now, I showed us this because just to, help us understand very well what's to go on or what we go on. So I was doing both the part of the security professional and also the programmer, but AI was doing everything for me anyway, thanks to AI. So when here, remember our projects, please, on our LMS. All our projects are on our LMS, except I think this one is dead to safe. So all our projects, we stopped in week 4 or module 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8 is on the LMS. We expect us to fix that, please. All right. So good night, everyone. We'll see you on Saturday. Remember your presentation on Saturday too, please. Work with your team for your presentation.
It has been shifted, sir.
It has been shifted. Oh,
Yes.
great. So we can focus on our capstone project fully. All right, so we have a deliverable for Wednesday, 2 p.m. And then once we have that done, we can, by tomorrow morning, I should have put more cards on that Trello, and then I would assign us more projects, more tasks once we're done with these ones we're doing. Favor, you said you've done something. Please share it on let's share whatever we've done or whatever we are doing on the group, and so that other people can have their inputs as well. Feel free to reach out to me. But I would prefer anything concerning the capstones to projects to be done on the WhatsApp, cybersecurity WhatsApp group, so that everybody will be involved. All right. But if you feel you need to reach out to me privately for something private to the project, then go ahead, please. All right. Sorry, I need to take attendance. Hold on, let me take attendance, please. Yeah, you have a question. Go ahead.
It's not really a question. It's more like a likely complaint. This 1 month time frame that we are given to complete the project, I feel it's too short, because most of the things we are handling, to me, they are new. Honestly, let's see, like the payment gateway security. I'm new to that. Then AI model security. I think most of us are also. I feel like getting all these things done and then knowing them, like, to some extent in 1 month will be a bit. Let's see, will it be as if we are rushing it?
So who spoke just now? Was it Ugochukwu?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So I get your. What's today's date? Sorry. So I get your points. Yes. Now we are roughly 50 to 60 individuals, if not more than, working on one web solution or one solution, and you have 60 people, approximately 60 people working on one solution, I don't think that time frame is too short. Yes, I understand the learning curve, but to be honest with you, that's how it is in the field. Cybersecurity is broad. Cybersecurity is broad, and it depends on which field you are in. You still have to, do study, do research. All what you mentioned now, if you research on it, you get to know what to do. You saw what I did just now. I used the AI to implement what the technical aspect of things. And cybersecurity too is just like that. You have tools, you have softwares, you have solutions that can do all these things for you, right? The main thing is you have your knowledge base, you know what to do, you know what to check for, you know what audits to run and all that. You learn on the job, right? And I'll give you an experience. The very first cybersecurity job I got, the very first exercise I did, in short, they had the organization, because I started the unit, so they had already gotten a client and they did not have a staff. So they recruited me in a rush. It was when I got in, I found out. The very first job I did was a penetration testing job, right? Imagine you are new in the field and then you are doing an ethical hacking, right? It wasn't easy. But once you have that mindset of, you want to learn, you enjoy this thing, you enjoy like cybersecurity, you want to have that knowledge. Of course, that's why I said, let's work as a team, let's share our ideas on the WhatsApp group. Something you feel you're not so well versed in, someone else might be well-grounded in it. And where is your strength might be someone else's weakness in the same team. All right. Uche was the one that forced me into cybersecurity. I was doing other parts of tech before, and I did not see any point in, why come into security. And when he was even doing it, I had some form of grudge in my mind because I'm like, because you're in cybersecurity, you want to drag me into it. Like, why? But he's someone that I can't really tell no to, because we have a relationship that go way back. We're like brothers anyway. And then I just had to do what he wanted me to do. And then when I started, I found out that I enjoyed this even more than I've done other parts of tech like 10 years before entering cybersecurity. And then I was like, why did I not go start with this? Like, why did I not get that idea? So you see that it's a learning phase. You are learning what you have learned in the last 3 weeks. Let me just say 3 weeks, right? What you have learned in the last 3 weeks. Would you have believed you would have been able to learn it in 3 weeks? My battery is running out. So what you have learned in the last 3 weeks, would you have believed you would have been able to learn it in 3 weeks? No, but you have done it, and you are still going to learn more. So the learning pace is fast. You are doing a tech training. The learning pace is always fast, but the payout is high. All right. So the sorry. Okay, so I think we can sorry. Okay, we can all take this as a learning phase, and we are also here to support you anyway. It's not like you are just doing your thing. So whatever challenges, I'm not the one that sets the time for the deadline or the timeline for the project. I also know that Curate is working with certain deliverables with Abia State government as well. I don't know how this project came about, but maybe they reached out to us to do it for them or something. I don't know. So let's just work with what we have, right? And try to meet up with deadlines. Please, I'm encouraging you. I understand your complaint that you are seeing some things for the first time, but if you dedicate time to it, do research on it. One thing I know about cybersecurity is that nobody is saying there are some fields that they're not really your field, but you need to have knowledge about it, right? So if you are doing, for example, some of us might not even know what an API is. So you have to first learn what an API is because you have to know something before you secure it. Now, securing an API does not necessarily mean you should be able to, write code. You should be able to code an API. We have the DevOps and machine learning guys doing that. It's not us that will do that. So the same way we went through this application to secure it, it's the same way this is our blog application. It's the same way we secure that API. All right. It's still programming. It's just that the concept is a bit different. So that API is just like a plugin. That's all. Right? It's just like a plugin. So it's not something so difficult. All right. I don't know, Gochuku, if that's okay with you. My answer, if it's okay with you. Hello. Guys, are we still together?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if there's no other question, or is there any other question, any other thing?
No questions, sir.
All right. I see Martins is here. Martins, can you hear me? He's on hold or something. Maybe he has something for us. Hello, Mr. Martins. Sorry, just hold on, guys. Let me chat him up whether he has, for him to join our class, maybe he has an information he wants to pass across. All right, just hold on, please.
Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
How are we doing? Ugochukwu, are you here? Ugochukwu, are you here? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was calling you before. I didn't know you are here already.
Okay, Mr. Issa. Mr. Issa, you want to say something?
Yeah, go ahead. I said I was calling you before. I didn't know you were already present here. I saw you're on hold or something. Yeah, you have the floor. Over to you.
Hi, how are we doing? Ugochukwu, I wanted to hear your voice. Ugochukwu, can you say something? Is he sleeping or he's not on this call? Oluwebube, how about you? Can I hear you say something?
Some people have already left too because we had already rounded up when I saw you were on the call. So I can see that Bright is not here, Emmanuel is not here.
Okay, no problem. I just came to actually know how the class is going to get feedback. And how many of us have submitted our reports for last week? Dave, have you submitted? Dave, have you submitted your report?
No, I haven't submitted for last week. I'll submit tonight.
Okay. Emeka, how about you?
Not yet, not yet. I'll do that too.
Okay, Emmanuel, how about you?
So which report is that? I just joined.
Weekly report, weekly student report.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Weekly student report. Please, favor mute your mic.
Okay, yes, I've joined. I'm sorry, I've submitted.
Okay, how about you, Oluwebube? Have you submitted? Oluwebube, are you here? Okay, so I would like to know how our class has been going. Has it been going very well? Is there something you want to tell me? You can reach out to me privately on Discord. You can also tell me here, but I would like us to actually give me feedback on how our class has been going here. So, Fable, how has class been going for you?
Classes has been going on very well. Mr. Oyise is doing his very good best.
Did you add it to your report? Have you been adding it to your report?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll check. How about you, Emeka?
Yeah, I mean, it's just same feedback from Favor.
Have you
yeah,
been adding
it's
it to
really.
your report?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
All right.
Yes.
Emmanuel, how about you? Emmanuel, are you here?
Sir, yes, I'm here.
Did you hear the question?
No, sir.
That means you were not here now. Is that how you do in class? Emmanuel.
No, sir, I didn't hear it. My network is a bit bad.
Okay. So I'm asking, how has class been? Have you?
Okay. It's been going smoothly. It's been interesting.
Have you? Okay. Have you added that in your report before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I noticed some of us have been missing class. Emeka, are we here? Is Emeka here? Yeah, Mr. Emeka,
Yes, yes,
is there a reason why?
yes. It's just usually just as a result of timing, right? So not very convenient with the ninth class. So most of the time it's usually come as an oversight, not because it's actually it's comforting, but as an oversight. So, sometimes I don't remember that we in the timing of the class. By the time I remember, it's either the class has ended, or or something has taken over. So so I even sometimes I even had to reach out to my colleagues to see how they can always assist in maybe give it and dropping a reminder on the WhatsApp group so that I just follow full suit and come in. So usually it's just as a result of oversight, not that's just the challenge. But
Okay, that's fine. I
I'll keep up.
understand.
Yeah.
So you can try to set a reminder. It will really help you. Another thing you can do, I think I've noticed it from different courses. There is always somebody sending a reminder on the group to inform your class has started. So I think maybe if one person here can actually take up that task, it can really help everybody. So you guys just need to maybe someone very active, you just help post on the group class has started. I think it's will really help. Okay.
Yeah.
Chidindu. Chidindu is not in class today. Mr. Oyse.
Sorry, that's
Chi
Lakshmi, right?
no. Chidindu.
I don't know is that.
Where his name is Chikwendu Chidindu.
I don't know is that. I've never.
Treasure.
Who?
Treasure.
Treasure. Okay. Treasure has not been attending class for some time, but I think she was in the last class. But there was a time someone said there was a health challenge.
I wasn't informed, and your attendance sheet needs to be updated, Mr. Oyse.
Okay.
How about Lakshmi?
Yeah, Lashmi was not in the class today.
Okay. So I'm glad to hear that our class is going on well. Let's try as much as we can to submit our report. And in your report, remember, you can state the problem you're facing. You can also reach out to me privately if it's not being responded to. You can also state appreciation. Okay, if your instructor is doing very well, state it there. It will also help us to know if your instructor is doing well. If we get good feedbacks like this, I don't just want us to keep it to ourselves. Let's try to add it to our report. And then again, I'm also here to inform us that the in-person section for this Saturday will not be holding. An email has gone out already, as well as a message sent to the general WhatsApp group. So the reason is May has 5 Saturdays, and this is the second Saturday of May, the coming Saturday. So we are moving it to the third and the fifth Saturday of May. That's when we're going to have our in-person section. So I just wanted to also inform us and also get feedback on how our class has been going. So I also want to ask, how many of us have been making use of the LMS? Have we been submitting our projects there? You can raise your hand if you've been submitting. Nobody. Mr. Oyse, is there a reason why?
Well, we've discussed this. I've discussed this with them too. My class, we seem to have a lot of pending projects. I think up from the last project that anyone submitted was week 4. So from week 5, 6, 7, and then we're in week 8 now for our classwork. So we just finished week 8 module now. They're already on the LMS and they've not submitted it.
Okay, is the project difficult? Do we understand the project? Let me understand what's going on. This is actually very backward. We're in 8th week and you guys are really in week 4. That's where you guys stopped. So please update me. Is the project difficult? What's the problem? Is the deadline too short or what? Ugochukwu, I would like to hear from you. Ugochukwu, are you here? Okay, Oluebube, you haven't said anything. Are they always quiet like this, Mr. Wise?
Yes.
Not all the time. Oh. Favor has her hands raised up.
Yeah. I've been hearing from her and Mr. Emeka, so I wanted someone else.
Oh, okay.
Oluwebube, are you here? Has she slept off? Emmanuel, are you here?
Okay, she's about talking.
Okay.
Okay, please go ahead. Did you hear my question?
Yes, sir. You asked.
What did I ask?
Yes. I didn't. I know.
I didn't hear you. Huh?
I didn't get your question, please.
Okay. So I asked the question. I said, you guys have a lot of pending projects. So I'd like to know what's the reason. We just concluded week 8 for week 8 module, or module 8 rather. And so far we've just submitted module 4. So we have like 4, should I say 3 pending projects. So I would like to know what's happening. Can you tell me, or you've submitted your own project?
Okay, I've not submitted 9.
Okay, what's the reason? Is the project hard or the deadline is short? Let me understand.
No, sir. I don't have a laptop to work with.
You don't have a laptop. What happened?
Mine has not been working since.
Since when?
Yes, since the day we started
Huh?
the ThriveAbia program.
Since the day you started which project? Sorry.
Since the day we started ThriveAbia.
You didn't go. Okay, let's not prolong this class. Kindly reach out to me on Discord. Let's discuss this. If your
Okay.
laptop is not working since we started, I think we were having a lot of conversation of creating ticket on that WhatsApp group. So if you have not done that, then I'm really not going to be happy with you. But let's take the chat to Discord so we can continue. How about you, Emmanuel? Can you hear me?
She has been complaining of that laptop, one issue after the other. Started with battery. Now the system is refusing to install applications. The laptop is just behaving weird. Like when you solve one problem, another one pops up. So it's been front and back with the support team on that laptop issue. She's been
Okay.
complaining about it since. I'm aware of it anyway.
Okay, so she has reached out to the government. Have you reached out to the government?
Yes, I did.
What's the feedback?
The last was that they are done attending to laptop issues. I can seek help elsewhere.
Okay. I didn't know you've actually submitted a ticket to the government. Big apologies for that. When it comes to that part of it, we actually feel for you guys, and we're not happy with it. Though the government I'm not really making move at this point, so no problem. Just try and keep managing. I really don't know what to say else, but just try to work on your project. You know, these are things you present. If you can repair the laptop, I think that would be a good one. But anyway, we'll also look into it and we'll see what we can do from our end. All right, Emmanuel, what's the reason you've not been doing your project?
Okay. Well, I will first blame myself. Then I think one of the projects, either week 5, first time I tried to open it, it was so long. Like the instruction was so much, I got discouraged. Since then, I've been scared of opening it again.
Ah, your own project, course project. You're afraid of it. That one is serious, sir. Mr. Waster, what did you do?
I did not do anything. What does it mean it was so long? You want to sit down and do your project in 5 minutes? You've forgotten that these
Like,
things are there are skills you are learning. Will you learn a skill in 5 minutes? But almost, I think everything in the project we've done it in the class. I just want you to redo it on your own to have the assurance that yes, you can do this thing. That's all. Week 5 project is we worked on 2 operating systems in week 5, Linux and Windows, right? And we did a lot now.
Okay,
okay.
so I will do it. Of course, I will submit it before the Thursday. But I mean, then it was so much that it was so overwhelming. I
Ah,
got discouraged.
okay, no problem. We can still visit our recording and you can watch the recording while you're working on it. I think that will really help. That will really help. If we have a lot of pending projects, it's not going to look good on the instructor side because it's like he's just teaching and nobody's actually proving him right that he's teaching very well. So let's try to make sure that all our projects are being submitted. I like by the next time I come to our class, we've submitted like I really want all of them submitted. So let's try as much as we can. If you have any issue, Mr. Oyster, I've known him for a while and he will also always pay attention to you. So please try as much as you can to reach out. Same thing goes for all students here. I would really appreciate if I come back and we've done all the projects. Try to make use of the LMS mostly. Now, the reason why you should make use of the LMS is just so you'll be familiar with it. Based on the agreement all of us have with the government, including you, the government, and Curate, is that you're going to be a trainer. So after you get certified, you're going to be in the position of Mr. Oise, where you actually start training people on your own, you start taking your classes. So due to this reason, you also need to understand how the LMS work. So when your student gives you a complaint, you know how to resolve it immediately. So make sure you submit your project on the LMS. It's really very, very important. And if you're finding it difficult, please reach out. Reach out. It is very, very important. All right, thank you guys so much. I enjoy my time with you guys. I look forward to your reports. If you haven't sent your reports, do well to state both the negative, the positive, where you think we should improve, and we're going to look into it and make better decisions to help the whole training. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night, everybody. Over
Mr.
to you, Mr.
Martins,
Wilson.
hello, Mr. Martins.
Okay, okay, go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yes, I have a question. So from the arrangement, that means this training should be ending in this month, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that means the last Saturday is like kind of our graduation.
I would say that. You guys have a project you're working on, which is the capstone project. But nevertheless, the graduation, that is still going to be discussed by our team, curate team. We're going to look into it. But then again, it might just be another demo day and while you start up with your mentorship training.
Okay, no problem. Well, in case it will be our graduation, like we should be informed early so that we can get our graduation wears ready.
Agba, you were senator now, or Abada, or maybe
Imagine
It's
your
a
You want
big
to go and
pride.
suit
occasion.
eh?
Brighton to
It
go and
should
suit
be a
up.
big occasion.
Oh, you want graduation
Well,
gown? Which one?
you want to go and sew suits.
Nah, okay. So
Okay.
it's gonna be communicated to everybody early. So we can always also look good, so we can take good pictures. You can also post on your LinkedIn profile and everything. How many of us have been joining the career section, Seth? I don't think I've been seeing people from cybersecurity. Have I been seeing? Prove me wrong.
Yes, we've been joining.
Joined though.
Yes, sir.
I think it's only on Sunday I didn't join. Yesterday's one.
Favor, I didn't see you.
So I've been
Favor, I
joining.
didn't. Eh,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Emeka, how about you? Once in a while.
I didn't join the last Sunday, but I joined the last two Sundays. I didn't join this last one actually.
Okay. How about you, Bright?
Yes, I've been joining. Even in the breakout classes, I've been participating actively.
Actively. Okay, oh, your project will tell. So remember that your career section project is 25 points. So if you miss out module 1, try not to miss out module 2 project or module 3 project. Module 3 project has been posted on the Discord platform under that channel for career section. So check it out, work on it so you can start gaining your scores, and try to make sure you always join your class. Remember, attendance is I think 25 or 30 points. So pay attention to it as well as your project. Okay, so you remember, if your score is really low, you will not graduate. Okay, so we really don't want any of us to be kept pending. So let's make sure that we try our very best. Like I said, watch the recording, reach out to your instructor, reach out to me. I would always assist you however I can. Okay, thank you guys so much. Do have a good night. I'll be joining next one also. I really want to see our report already, our project. All right, Mr. Oise, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Martins. All right. All right, guys. I don't know any other thing for me.
Okay, so please, I wanted to know if the date for submission of our project has been adjusted. Is it still on Thursday, the deadline?
Yes, I would prefer Thursday, but if you guys want, you can drop it on Friday. But I want to be able to go through it and see everything so that by Saturday we'll see if I'll be able to give feedback on the project.
Okay, sir.
So you guys, you don't want to say that you don't want to speak your mind because I'm here. They're asking as your instructor. Everybody, nobody wants to break my heart. I have strong heart though. So talk your mind.
No, Mr. Oyesa,
I
even
heard that.
during our in-person section, Mr. Chidi confirmed it. He gave kudos to you, as per after our presentation. So it's not like we are even doing it.
Mr. Oise, I think they're whining you. Today I gave you kudos.
The fact now, remember now, remember the last in-person class. You made your.
Yes, I can remind
Okay,
you if you don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, you can remember. Me, I cannot remember.
I can remind you
remind
as
me
well.
now. Remind
Mr.
me,
Chidi.
what did I do?
Yes, remind you to the extent that you just openly ask, who is your instructor? He said, Mr. Oise, and you asked for his surname. We pronounced it
Yeah, and
seamlessly.
you said he's
And
doing
you're
well.
like,
He's doing well.
wow,
Kudos
he's
to you.
doing well. He's doing well.
Pronounce his name. Pronounce his name. Let me confirm. Pronounce his name now. He said he pronounced it seamlessly. Go and tell me now.
Not for free
Pronounce
anymore. Not for free, sir. We'll
It's
stop doing
it's
free
good.
things.
I was
We
really
charge
even
$1.
impressed with I was impressed with you guys' presentation because I saw the documents and I was really very impressed. Like, if you had told me that these people have been in the field for the past 3 years or 4 years, like doing cybersecurity, I would have not even doubted it. If not that I know that we just started a few months ago, I would have not doubted it. I was really impressed. All your presentations so far, especially the first one. In short, I was blown away with the first presentation, the first document rather.
So are you
Wow.
saying the second one they did not raise up the bar?
No, not that they didn't raise up the bar. I was already expecting that that's what it would be now. As in, from the first performance, I didn't expect them to drop. You know, someone that is always taking first in class, right? Maybe from KG. By the time he gets to SS3, you as a parent, you already be like, bring the first, let's see. You won't stop giving out prizes and compensations for good performance by that time. To just be like normal thing.
Okay, I get you.
So,
So yes, the presentation was a good one on Saturday. Yes, I gave them kudos. They did nice presentation. I even asked them some questions and they were able to explain some few things to me. Though I've forgotten those few things. So probably during
You come
our
and
next
join our
demo
class
day.
now. We teach you the few things.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll invite you for the next
Not for
class
free.
now.
It's not for free. You pay.
It's not for free. I will pay. Okay, now. Okay,
And not in Naira, please, not in Naira.
Hell, oh god. All right,
Yeah, that
no
makes
problem.
it
I'll pay you in
proud. Thank
dollars.
you. Yeah, hey.
Do you see that crazy?
Say, well, your network is bad though. Go again.
I mean, the praises that you people are giving out, am I included? Because I'm alone now.
Which
Come and-
prizes? Are we giving prizes?
come to Aba, join us in Aba.
If you
She's
come
in
to
Aba.
Abana.
People will leave me and be praising only about people.
Chai. Yeah, I feel for you. All right. Let's not drag the class more. Like I said, I enjoy my time here. You guys are doing very well. So just keep this energy. I really want us to keep it. And yes, your projects were really nice. The first one I saw in Umaya, yeah, she presented very well. Favor, that's you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, she was the only one though. I don't know why. So she did very well. I think I mentioned that to Mr. Oise, as well as Umaya. Aba, yes, the last time they actually did very well. They explained very well. So nice work, Mr. Oise. I see your efforts. You're really doing very well. All right, thank you guys so much. Remember, do not forget to add it to your report so we can also take notes. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chidi. Sorry, guys, before we go, that certification exam, ISC squared. Mr. Emmanuel, have you been able to register now? Did you contact that guy?
Yes, I did. So he said we'll do it together this night, and he has even messaged me that he's ready. But I'm still in class, so
Oh,
hopefully I'll
okay.
do.
You can go and join him, please. Please, guys, that exam, because we were talking about money just now, I remembered. If you don't cash in on it now, it's free. When they will make you pay for it, it will be at minimum, it will be about $450. That's already a lot of money in Naira, right? So please, let's try. $450 should be about 600,000 Naira. So let's try and we can meet up with the May 20th deadline. I know that guy that you are going to meet with, Emmanuel. I think he has his own exam set for on the 18th or so, right? And it's an easy exam. It's very easy to pass. Well, I don't know. It's relative for different people, but it's theory, it's scenario based. It's quite easy, and we've covered almost everything that exam would cover, apart from what we're going to do next starting from our next class, SIM and incident response. But we've covered some part of incident response in governance, risk, and compliance. The major part of that exam covers GROC and security fundamentals. That's about 60% of what the exam will cover. Then a little bit on cloud security and network security as well. But it's quite simple. It's an entry-level exam. So please, let's give it a try. Now it's free. Tech exams, it cost a lot of money because they're always priced in dollars, but they are recognized like the worldwide recognized certification. So you can use it anywhere you are in the world. I have a couple of certifications and they help me a lot. I can relocate to any country I want to right now and start like in the job force immediately if I can get a job, but at least I have qualifications to already start working. And if you're going to do freelance, it will still help a lot. So let's give it a go, please. If we can. I know our learning process right now is kind of overloaded, but let's give it a go if we can. All right. Good night, everyone. See you on Saturday. Today is Monday, right? So see you on Saturday. All right, please, our capstone projects, our weekly projects, let's work on the two of them. We can continue discussions over the WhatsApp channel if you need anything. If I also need anything, I would drop a message there as well. All right, guys, thank you. Mr. Emeka, remember the Trello account? Remember to create the Trello account and click on the link so you'll be added. All right?
Okay.
All right, good night.
No problem, sir. Yes, sir.
Good night,
Good
sir.
night, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, sir.